What's up, everybody? Chris Denny with Denny's Country Life. Out tending a little bit of hay today. I'm at the farm and I'm haying our pasture. We didn't do that the first few years because we were doing some pretty heavy grazing on it. We decided that with enough vet bills from laminitis with the horses and such, it'd probably be good to keep them off of the fresh spring grasses and make hay on the property first, and then let them have what's left over. So today I'm in the New Holland Workmaster 75. Yes, I haven't sold it and bought another tractor yet. Anyway, this thing's been fantastic. I really like this machine a lot. And I'm using the Kubota 4-basket tedder. Been a really good machine. I absolutely love the thing. Do some basic maintenance. Check your tines, make sure they're not loose before you go out. It's just been such a good machine, and really glad I went ahead and bought a new tedder opposed to buying another used one. But so this is just a little, probably, so I used to say that it was about 4 acres of pasture. So that's the horse side, and I'm currently on the cow side now. It's not. It's closer to probably 2.8, just shy of 3 acres. But anyway, last year we hayed it just the cow side, and we got almost 100 bales off of it, and it had been overgrazed that year. So yeah, anyway, this year it came up much more vigorous. I'm hoping to get somewhere around 210 bales, something like that, off the two of them. We'll see what happens. I'll be grateful for whatever we get. It's nice to be able to do the first haying of the year on your own property. That way, if anything goes wrong, you can fix it, not be on the road. But yeah, the setup and the maintenance on this tedder is so easy. The way Kubota set it up, I think I might have mentioned it in another video, but once you get your grease zerks lined up for one set of U-joints, all of them are lined up, and you can just go through and grease everything all in one shot. You don't have to turn the rotors to get this to line up with that side, blah blah blah. They did a really good job. The Kubota rotary rake, I don't know, I haven't really done many videos on that, but I gotta watch what I'm doing here. The Kubota rotary rake is that I got the 3-point mount version, not the pull type, and that is by far the easiest 3-point mount implement that I've ever owned to connect and disconnect to certain things, like let's just say a sickle bar mower, or my New Holland disc mower. Sometimes they can be pretty difficult. Usually I can hook up to them pretty easy. Sometimes it's disconnecting that is a little more difficult. But that single rotor Kubota rake is just fantastic. It's the easiest in the world. Absolutely love it. It does such a good job. I know that just about any rotary rake is going to do a really good job. This is the only one that I have experience with. Because I do mostly small fields, I opted for the 3-point mount because I can lift it up at the end of tight spaces or windrows and get it well up above any obstacle or windrow, and I can make a turn and keep on trucking. It's the first 3-point mounted rig that I've ever owned. Everything that I had before was pull type, whether it was a side delivery or the V-rig, the Vermeer R23 that I had. So anyway, I'm just in love. I'm in love with this Kubota Hay Tools equipment. Not sponsored by them or anything like that. Just a guy that decided to spend his money there. And really, one of the only reasons that I went with Kubota for this tedder, let's just say, is they offered a really good, well, I got 0% financing for 84 months. I'm paying it off way early, but to be able to get that flexibility, super cheap payment, and zero, I mean, you cannot beat 0% financing. Anyway, so, and obviously, well, not obviously, but a lot of people know that the Kubota tedders are the same as the New Holland tedders. They are Kevernland, and I'm a big fan of New Holland stuff, for those of you that don't know. So anyway, I just thought, hey, if I can get the same tedder with a better financing rate, why not? Plus, the Kubota dealer in my area, Skolden's Equipment, is just phenomenal as far as service and parts availability. Their parts guys are just fantastic. I've worked with them a bunch of times, and between all the random crap that I've owned, they've always been really good. And you know, if they don't have it or know what it is or whatever, they'll spend the time to research it, find it, get it to you, and the price is surprisingly usually pretty good. But anyway, so that's why I decided to go with Kubota Hay Tools versus some of the other ones. Our local Vermeer dealer for some time was a little bit flighty. Didn't really have anything in stock. They had a good mechanic, but the parts and service just, it wasn't really what you would want, you know, for an emergency during hay season or whatever. So plus the Vermeer was, gosh, I want to say another $4,000 more. I've heard a lot of really good things about the Vermeer. Well, all of their hay equipment. I do know somebody that ran a 4-basket Vermeer tedder, and they said that they absolutely hated it. And he's a guy that I know and trust. So anyway, opted not to go that way. I also didn't go with Krone, just because, well, for one, price, two, the financing options weren't that fantastic at the time. I want to say it was like 4.9% for, you know, 60 months or whatever. I'm over an 800 credit score. That's the best they could have done. Anyway, I know there's better hay equipment out there, but you have to take a look at yourself and what you're doing. For me, I'm taking on less and less hay. I'm scaling things back. At the time when I bought this, I was doing 80 to 100 acres a year because I was feeding my own cattle, and I don't have cattle anymore. So I worked a deal with a good friend of mine. He keeps his cattle here. I do all of the animal husbandry. I take care of the silly critters for 4 or 5 months out of the year, and they all go to the butcher, and then I get a half a cow. So we still get to have cows around. They're just not mine. We still get to have beef in the freezer. I just don't have to have the overhead and deal with potential vet bills or calving or anything like that. That's all on him. So anyway, that's the reason that we don't have cows anymore. So I don't have to make nearly as much hay. So circling back, I'm down to, I don't know, maybe 20 acres a year. And, you know, I don't need to have top of the line, Krone, anything. Kubota hay tools is going to be just fine for me. This stuff, as good as I take care of it, it's going to last. It's going to last me 20 years. So, anyway, just kind of a bit about my experience with the Kubota tedder and the rake, and why I went with them. And so far so good. This, you know, I easily have 200 acres on this tedder, and the thing is literally like brand new, minus a little bit of color fading. But that's kind of one of those things that Kubota suffers from. Is, I guess I don't know if it's paint or if it's powder coat, but there's a little bit of a fading issue. So anyway, I'm about to go through a gate, move over to the horse side. So anyway, yeah, everything else is going good here on the farm. Wife's happy, I'm happy. We're finally getting some good weather. Feels good to be making hay. Anyhow, well, I hope all is going well for you guys. I'm sorry I haven't made a video in a really long time, but that's just kind of how things go. And yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Take good care, and we'll catch you on the next video.